Now 12 o'clock on this Monday. Thanks for joining us on 13 News at Noon. I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan along with the lovely Lindsay Monroe on this Monday. So good to see you.
So good to see you as well.
Yeah, so we do have a mixed bag of weather to talk about. We've got these pop-up storms, and then we've also got this big heat that's going to be rolling back in. It's been such a nice break, I must say.
I know. It's even felt like a little bit of fall.
Yes,
over the past couple of days.
I didn't mind the sweatshirt.
No, yeah, it's refreshing. And I think the biggest thing is that there just hasn't been all that humidity around. So it's been fresh and easy to breathe outside, but things are changing as we slowly are going to add a little bit more moisture and more tropical air back into our atmosphere. Let's start with Live Doppler 13 radars. We've been monitoring very steady rainfall across the southwestern tier of the state. Even at times, we have seen some flood alerts get issued because these really just aren't moving anywhere. And we are seeing some heavier downpours within Vigo County now, just to the south of Terre Haute, seeing pretty organized rainfall that extends down that axis from Jasonville down throughout Greene County, and then some spotty shower activity down in the Bedford area right now. Over the next several hours, this is all associated with a warm front that's going to continue to lift through the state. So I am anticipating rain activity becoming a little bit more widespread, especially for places like the Indianapolis metro and then across eastern Indiana. As you can see, the leading edge of that cloud deck now starting to become a little more widespread across the southern half of the state. So far today, temperatures have warmed back to the 70s. Right now, 77 in Indy, still 73 in Shelbyville and 73 in Bloomington. A little bit of some cloud cooled air. And as far as our dew point temperatures, those are starting to climb, especially in the southern part of the state where that boundary is currently situated. Overall for today, though, we're still going to feel pretty comfortable. That muggy meter is expected to rise as that warm front lifts through and then holds steady. So for the rest of the day today, we're likely going to head back to the low 80s. That potential, some of those stray showers, perhaps isolated thunder shower as well. We'll walk you through the timeline of rain chances for the rest of the week, plus that warming trend in your 7-day forecast.
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much. This afternoon, we now know the name of a 19-year-old man shot and killed outside of a Family Dollar on the northwest side of Indianapolis. It happened just after 5:30 Saturday night near 60th and Michigan Road. Officers found Scott Anthony Ford Jr. shot outside that store. He was pronounced dead at the scene. According to police, it all started inside the store as an argument between multiple people. Then at some point, someone started shooting. Thankfully, no other people were hurt, but a family now is grieving loss.
Any loss of life, any incident of violence in our city,
Lindsay, can you go grab me another iPad? This one's not connecting.
Is heartbreaking, and we're going to work hard to figure out what happened here and work to hopefully help a grieving family put the pieces back together.
Investigators believe this was an isolated incident. They're asking anyone who knows anything about the shooting to please call police or also to call Crime Stoppers. Turning now to Delaware County, where Indiana State Police are investigating after a Muncie police officer shot and killed a man. It happened around 8 o'clock last night near 23rd and Mock Street. State police say officers responded to reports of shots fired and heard gunshots as they pulled up to the area. That's when Indiana State Police say officers came across a man with a handgun, and one of the officers then fired at him. That man was pronounced dead later at the hospital. Today on this Monday, we're expecting to learn that man's identity. We hope to learn that soon. We also were told no officers were injured. Cumberland police are also investigating a shooting that injured a juvenile over the weekend. We're told this happened around 4 o'clock yesterday on Cooley Lane. Officers say the juvenile was shot in the leg and the injury is not life-threatening. Detectives say a narcotics transaction was taking place in the home between the victim and at least 2 other people, and they say that is the activity that led up to the shooting. Police say several other younger juveniles were in the home during the incident, but there were no adults. Also, police say they have no suspects at this time. Now to Lawrence, where police think that a shooting at a Walmart parking lot may have been the result of an attempted robbery. The call for this came in around 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, saying that a person was shot in the parking lot of the Walmart that's located on the northeast side along Pendleton Pike. Police say the man was shot at least twice. Investigators believe that shooting happened in or around a vehicle in the parking lot that was some distance away from the actual store building. At least one One person was in stable condition at last check, and at this hour, no word on a suspect in the case. A Kokomo woman with a lengthy history of animal abuse we now know will spend 18 months in a federal prison. 24-year-old Crystal Scott pled guilty to violating conditions of her previous supervised release. She was being held by U.S. Marshals after parts of dismembered animals were found in a U-Haul truck that she rented. It was back in November of 2021 that Scott pleaded guilty for killing animals. She would purchase cats and dogs online under an alias, claiming to adopt and care for them before then crushing them. She was sentenced to 30 months in federal prison. In June of 23, she started supervised release, and at a hearing last month, she admitted to violating several conditions of that release. Now, as she heads back to prison, she'll be followed by 3 years of supervised release. Back to school season, and right now thousands of students in Marion County's largest school district are back in the classroom already. Our cameras there rolling as parents there dropping off their children in IPS Harshman Middle School. The school year kicks off IPS's second year of their Rebuilding Stronger plan. The district saying in the last year they've an over 100% increase for middle school athletic participation and more elementary students taking a computer science class. Meantime, parents that we talked to this morning shared that they're feeling pretty good about the school year for their students.
Proud, you know, there's always some, I guess, melancholy or whatnot, just of seeing them grow up, but also excited for what the year comes.
Another new thing for parents, updates to the First View app. This is a way to help parents track your child's school bus. It's been upgraded, and some of the new features this year will give you better real-time updates to the bus routes and GPS tracking, so you know that when your child's bus is close to arriving at the bus stop. Organizations all across Indiana now are also working to make sure that families have what they need to start the new school year. Our Anna Chalker found that one is hoping to help families all year long.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming.
Inside AmVet's Post 99 on the northwest side.
I have the dentist over here. Haircuts are over there.
Thousands of families are receiving free resources from around the city. And one of those families,
you want Fruit Loops or Cocoa Puffs?
Oscar Harvey in his quadruplets.
Is this stuff you use for school?
Highlighters, yeah, for a few classes.
He says as his kids have grown up, so has the price of food and school supplies. But recently, that hasn't been his biggest worry.
Because they just went through a house fire and lost everything. So this has really helps out a lot.
That's why he stopped by the Resource Hub's Resource Fair, where families like his are able to get free food, school supplies, dental work, a haircut, and more. Organizer Rita Green says they brought all of this together to make it easier for families, something people did for her years ago when she was diagnosed with cancer.
During that time, it was a little hard, you know, so some of the nurses and the doctors on 6th South of St. Vincent Hospital came together and they brought my kids Christmas, they gave school supplies, and so I just thought everybody needs to experience that once from a stranger, somebody giving something to you.
Through this event, she says she's noticed the need grow. Last year, her group served 1,500 families here. And this year, she says there is double that because it's become harder for some to buy basic supplies for their kids.
You never know, because maybe they lost their job recently, so they no longer have that type of income to support what they're doing. So it's very important that we assess needs and we don't judge needs.
Needs Green and her team hope to serve not only during the school year, but also beyond. In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
What a busy weekend downtown, really packed for the very popular Gen Con convention. It's a 4-day event that is the largest tabletop gaming event in North America. It draws people from all around the world. The impact stretches well past the convention center downtown. Local gaming stores also tell us that they're earning a lot more profit during Gen Con than they do during the holidays. So after the convention wraps up for the day, people flock to local gaming shops, and many of them stay open later to handle all of the crowds. So the convention wrapped Sunday night, and in doing so broke attendance records this year. They estimate 75,000 people participated in Gen Con.